Bus interconnection. What is bus? A communication pathway connecting two or more devices. It consists of multiple pathway or lines. System bus. A bus that connects major computer components, processor, memory, input and output. Bus structure. Three functional groups. Data lines provides a path for moving data among system modules. Address lines used to designate the source or destination of the data on the data bus. Control lines controlling the access to and the use of the data and address line. Multiple bus hierarchies. If a great number of devices are connected to the bus, performance will suffer. There are two main causes. First, the more devices attached to the bus, the greater the bus length and hence greater the propagation delay. Second, the bus may become a bottleneck as the aggregate data transfer demand approach the capacity of the bus. This problem can be countered to some extent by increasing the data rate that the bus can carry and by using wider buses. Example, increasing the data bus from 32 to 64 bits. Elements of bus designs. Type. Dedicated. Permanently assigned either to one function or to a physical subset or computer components. Multiplex. The method of using the same lines for multiple purposes. Method of arbitration. Centralized scheme. A single hardware device, referred to as a bus controller or arbiter, is responsible for allocating time on the bus. Distributed scheme. There is no central controller. Each module contains access control logic and the modules act together to share the bus. Timing. Synchronous. The occurrence of events on the bus is determined by a clock. Asynchronous. The occurrence of one event of a bus follows and depends on the occurrence of a previous event. Bus width. The width of the data bus has an impact on system performance. The wider the data bus, the greater the number of bits transferred at one time. The width of the address bus has an impact on system capacity. The wider the address bus, the greater the range of location that can be referenced.
Bus interconnection.
Bus is a part of the computer. It is an interconnection network used to transfer data among the processor, memory, and output devices. Input-output devices. Here refer to things like keyboard and mouse. Note that only one source or destination pair can use to this bus to transfer data at any one time. For short, it should be one at a time to transfer. If you transfer data twice at a time, it can cause interruption.
This is a bus look like, which address decoder connected to the address line, the control circuits connected to control lines, and the data status and control registers are connected to data lines. It is the input and output interface. The input device are connected to control circuits, data, status, and control registers. Note that all of them are interconnected to each other.
Bus structure. Did you know that there are three functional groups of bus structure? First, the data lines. Did you know what is it? Okay, let us define it. It serves as a providing path for moving data. Like this connector in this picture, it provides the path or it serves as a pathway to move data from one place to another or vice versa. Second is the address lines. It is used to designate the use of the designation of data on the data bus. Our example given is login in your Facebook account. Is our example of the address line because it is used for designate the use or the designation of the data. We use this as example because, for example, if you input your email and password, you input the data and its process. Do you want to know what is it the last group? Okay, the last one is the control lines.
Our example for this is the book and the pen. Do you know why? Because processor use control lines of bus structure to either issue, read, or write.